Good morning, makers. What is everybody up to today? I hope you are going to have a fantastic day today. How blessed are we that we get up and we get to start our morning crafting with the beautiful and wonderful things that Amy has given us. My name is Kerri and I run a YouTube channel called Mama Dares to DIY. I do a lot of fun and super easy DIYs over there. So head on over there after today's live and check that out if you're into fun and easy crafts. Today I'm going to be playing around with a new stencil that Amy's given us, and I can't wait to show y'all what that is. Are you ready to see the stencil? Here it is. I don't know which way to hold it because it's beautiful from all angles. This is called Select a Sturdy Tree. The total measurements, if I can, might need some reading glasses this morning. The measurements for the total are 9 by 12. And y'all, look how pretty this is. I know there's a little bit of a glare because the sun is out this morning. But y'all, look at this cute little Santa and his reindeer. You've got this one here that says Season's Greetings. And we all love our farm fresh Christmas trees, don't we? I cannot wait to hop in the workspace and get started with this. I'm going to be cutting this apart today, and I'm going to pull out this pretty Santa Claus. But I'm also going to give you some other ideas for the rest of the stencils that we have today. So that's enough talking, y'all. Let's hop on the workspace and get started. Okay, y'all, here is our workspace. I'll give you a closer look at this stencil. If you're just now joining us, today's stencil is called Select a Sturdy Tree. You've got this really fun farm fresh Christmas trees. You've got a Season's Greetings. You've got a cute little pine cone here. But y'all, my absolute favorite is the Santa with his reindeer. And that's the project that we're going to be doing today. I'm going to cut this apart and I'm going to use the Santa and his reindeer. But I'm also going to tell you really quickly before we get started something that you can use the farm fresh Christmas trees for. So all the time you can find at your local Dollar Tree, you can find these like signs. Most of the time they're like MDF or maybe like a thick cardboard. But y'all, these signs are really great. I like to pick these up when I see them, and if I can find one with a really pretty shape, because you can actually paint this with your Amy Howard one-step paints. Then all you've got to do is to use your stencil over that. And these actually turn out super nice. Wouldn't that make a great, inexpensive decoration for your home? You could even put this on a wreath, and I think that would be absolutely awesome. This one I did pick up with the Thanksgiving stuff, but you can use the backside anytime. So don't focus on what's on the actual sign. Look at the shape. So I'm just going to move that out of the way because we're not going to be using that today. I'm actually going to use something else that I found at my local Dollar Tree, and that's one of these glass hurricane vases. I love these vases. They come in a couple of different sizes. I'm also going to be using some of the Maker Studio glass etching cream today. I admit this has been sitting on my shelf. It's been a long time since I've used it, and I'm super excited to play around with it. Amy gives us so many fun materials and so many fun mediums to play around with. I just forget what all I've got. So y'all, I'm busting out the glass etching cream today, and I think this project is going to turn out so stinking cute. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to take my stencil out of the package, and I'm going to cut it apart. When you open your stencil, you want to keep your sleeve, and you also want to keep this sturdy backer board here. I like to keep all of my stencils in a file folder. Now I'm just going to cut these apart. I love the fonts on this Season's Greetings. I'm a huge fan of all the funky and fun fonts mixed together, and this one is super duper cute. You could also do this project that I'm showing you today with this same stencil. I'm not going to be using these two for today's project, so I'm just going to move these out of the way as well. Next, I'm going to cut apart the rest of these. I'm not going to use our cute little pine cone, but y'all, isn't that adorable? These would make really cute Christmas gift tags. Just put them on some craft paper, punch a hole in them, and you've got a cute and inexpensive gift tag. Okay. I love that the reindeer are already cut apart, and it's really going to work out great for the project I've got planned for y'all today. So when you first start working with your mesh stencils, you're going to see this is how they come. When you pull them apart off of the back, y'all, this is one stencil. You can use this over and over and over again, but it's super important that you take really great care of your stencils. After you're done, you need to immediately drop them into a bucket of water, and you want to wash those stencils as quickly as possible. You don't want your paint or whatever medium you're using to dry in between that mesh. You want to take really good care of your stencils, and that's going to keep the longevity of your stencils so you can use them over and over again. So I'm going to grab just a tea towel, just so my glass doesn't go all over the place. And y'all, we are going to etch this glass from the Dollar Tree. So I kind of have this idea in my head that I want my Santa to wrap around. Then I want the rest of my reindeer to go up the side of the glass. Isn't that going to be fun? And it's going to be just like that. So I'm just, whoops, that's why I have my towel here. Sometimes it can be a little cumbersome working with your glasses because they're round. I'll just make it a little nest. I won't have time to put all of these on because I'll need to let my glass etching cream cure and do its magic, but I will go ahead and do the Santa and the one reindeer. And if you put it on here and you don't like the way that it is positioned, guess what? You can pick it up and you can move it around. If you want your Santa to be in the middle, you can definitely do that as well. And if you don't want to use these other two reindeer, guess what? You don't have to. So when you're working with your stencils, it's super important to not leave out this step that I'm going to talk about next. This is called burnishing in. And what that does, that bonds your stencil to your material, in this case, our glass. It's super important to get a good bond so that your paint, or in this case our glass etching cream, won't seep under your stencils. If you're getting any type of seepage, you need to try to take a little bit more time and put a little bit more effort into your prep work. And we're just going to bond that stencil really well. The heat from your fingers, I think, is what actually helps it to bond. Okay, so I think this is good. It would even be really cute if you just wanted to do one. If you wanted to put your season's greetings above the top, if you didn't want to put your reindeer going all the way around, that would even be super cute as well, wouldn't it? Sometimes when I craft, I have an idea in my head of how things are going to go, and then at the last minute, I change my mind. Do y'all do that? Okay, so we're just going to shake up our glass etching cream. And y'all, one thing you're going to notice when you open this up, it's really thick. Your glass etching cream is going to be really thick, and that's a good thing. We don't want it to seep. We don't want it to flood. We just want to be able to pat this cream into our stencil. And this project is so easy. Literally, all you have to do is to dab your etching cream into that stencil. I do like to put mine on fairly thick. We're not going to be scraping anything. We don't want it to be really thin like we would when we're working with our chalk paste or any of our other paints. We do want this to be fairly thick. Now once we go all the way around our glass, this is going to need to sit for, I think, at least 10 minutes. Let me double check. So I'm going to let this sit for around 10 minutes. And y'all, this is like one of the easiest projects ever, isn't it? One thing you want to be super careful of when you're working with your etching cream, don't let it get on your skin. You want to use a good brush. I love my Maker Studio paintbrush. This is a nice stiff brush. So you want to be super careful and not let that get on your skin. Now, if you don't trust yourself with getting that etching cream onto someplace you don't want it to be, you can use your blue painter's tape and you can just tape off the edge. Because if your etching cream gets anywhere outside of your stencil, it's still going to etch. You do have a little bit of working time, so if you get it on something you don't want it to be on, you can wipe it off without it etching. Because it does take, like I said, about 10 minutes for that etching to happen. Now, I won't make you wait 10 minutes for this to finish. I do actually have one already done so you can see. Okay. Pretty sure I got everything. If you take your stencil off and you see that you missed a spot, you can line that stencil back up and you can put more etching cream on a space that you missed. So just because it may not turn out perfect, don't fret. Y'all, this is crafting. It's fun. Now all we need to do is just take it off and wait for 10 minutes for it to dry, and then we'll wash it off and we'll be ready to reveal our design. I'm not going to make you wait for the 10 minutes because I actually have one already done and I'm going to show you how I finished it off. You do want to go ahead and make sure to drop this down into your bucket of water so you can reuse your stencil over and over and over again. Okay, y'all, here's the one that I did earlier today. And I also wanted to show you how easy it was to just use your paintbrush and just paint freehand with your etching cream. I wanted just a little bit of that thick snowfall around that top edge. And I also painted in some snowfall. Can you see that? So again, I'll let this dry for around 10 minutes, just like I did the other designs, but this is just something that kind of finishes it off. This is going to be really cute with a pillar candle sitting down in the middle of it. You could also put some Christmas balls in there and maybe some fairy lights. I think that would be a super cute look as well. But I think it's so pretty and so simple and easy to do. And I wanted to show you, this is how I joined the reindeer together. I just did that same freehand technique with a simple little thin paintbrush. And it's so easy. I love how this project turned out. Y'all, I hope this inspires you to try something new. I really love that glass etching cream that Amy has given us. It is such a pretty and unique way to add something with your stencils that's a little bit unique and different. I know it's so easy to just grab our chalk paste or our gel art inks and go to town with those, but y'all, don't forget about your etching cream. It is a great medium to use, and I hope y'all are really inspired to try this project for yourself. I've got to run for now. Until next time, happy DIYing, y'all.